Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm here, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to, once I'm done, I'm copying the PBR example now to the desktop. Once that's done, I'm going to connect you, okay? Okay. And then I'm going to show you how it's going to work in our software and also that video example. The main thing with our software that makes it different is that we have different rendering styles. And so when we implement PBR, the PBR will only be active when the user clicks on that rendering style, you see?
Okay.
Because if you remember, our default rendering style is the sketch style, which is non-photorealistic.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, but when the user wants the photorealistic look, all they have to do is click on the radio button to switch to rendering styles. And then they'll see that they're going to see all the options for PBR. Okay. Okay, so I have the video here. I'm sending it to you in the Google chat. So please check your Google chat. And then you can watch this really quickly and you can see how he's able to upload materials for metallic, albedo, change the base color, use the sliders to change the metallicness. That's basically the functionality.
Yeah, you watch now?
Sure, I'm gonna put myself on mute.
This is P3D in School, and today we're talking about PVR materials. PVR stands for Physically Based Rendering, and a PVR material is a way to represent materials from the real world into your computer. So let's start by adding a 3D object to your gallery. And we will be working on the material that is assigned to the entire mixer object. So we see three very important properties at first: base color, metalness, and roughness. Base color will represent, well, the main color of the object. So for example, you can make it a nice red, pink, blue, or maybe a nice yellow. The next question you ask yourself is my object metallic or not? Now this can be a little bit tricky, since for example you might think, of course the body of the mixer is made out of metal. However, what's important is what's in the outside. So in this case, the body of the mixer is painted, and the paint is usually non-metallic. So let's see the difference. If I set metalness to 1, I'm basically saying I'm looking at metal. And if I set it to 0, I'm saying I'm looking at anything else than a metal. It will make sense in a bit. So the third and very important slider is roughness. So roughness represents, in other words, how polished or unpolished your surface is. So for example, a roughness of 0 is a perfectly polished object, maybe something like a mirror or a very glossy surface. Or, of course, a higher roughness will start to look maybe like rubber or rock or something that has a not so sharp look. These three sliders work together very well. So for example, if I want to create a mirror-like object, I would say it's metallic, definitely. It has a white color, and it's 0 roughness or extremely polished. Then if I want to create a gold-like material, I will set the right color, and I think I'm done. But what if I want to create some kind of plastic? Then plastic is non-metallic. And again, define whatever color I want and the roughness level I want for the plastic. So the very interesting part is that I can control this not only by hand but by texture. So I have a few textures prepared already. The first one will be the base color texture. And I have it here called diffuse. Alright, so my object now has very nice colors already assigned by texture. The second one I will use is the metallic texture, a texture that is mostly black and white. So black will mean zero metalness, white will mean full metalness. The white parts are usually assigned to things that are fully metallic, and the black parts of the texture will be assigned to painted parts or plastic parts or other things that are not metal. And the third texture I have prepared would be the roughness texture. Now you can see that it is very nicely defined where my object is very specular or very reflective and where it will be a little bit more blurry. The very nice thing about PBR is that everything can be encoded in these three very important textures. As you can see here, for example, rubber is represented very nicely, as well as metal, as well as paint, all in a single shader.
Okay, ma'am, I have seen. Got this, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. It makes sense? Did everything make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Let me go ahead and get you set up. You might have to send me a new code just because I think it's been a while.
Sure, ma'am. I have sent
Okay,
that.
I'm connecting you. Connecting you now. You sent it to me in this chat in here. Okay, let me check.
I have sent.
L.
Yes, it's
Okay,
L2S.
okay. L2S 202. Okay, submit. Okay, it's connecting. Okay, go ahead and take control. Okay. Do you have control?
No, I do not have. Yes, it's showing your screen. I'm not requesting control right now. Just for whatever you want.
Oh, okay. So here is your demo. And here is the project, if you remember.
Yes, yes.
So if you go to editor, you shouldn't have to link anything because you're pretty much just porting the code from here to here. We don't need really anything to be linked. It's not a library. So and here are the assets. you're going to be spending a lot of time here with the shaders. I've created pbr.frag and .vert for you, so you can start here fresh. And .vert is also fresh. And then create however many other shaders you need, okay? Okay, so here is the demo. It's in here. So this right here, you're going to be copying the codes from the shaders, everything that you see, whatever you need, okay? And so all the shaders, everything is here for the project, okay? For the demo. The textures, you don't need to worry about that. Those are just really high quality PBR textures for us to test with, but we already have some in here. Like those are the libraries it's using. So we already have, everything you need is already there. So don't worry about the textures. And the project is compiling. Everything is here. It's running. And you can test it just like I showed you before. Okay, you just click and drag. You click and drag to move around. And hit the plus. If you hit the plus key, you can see how it's increasing the brightness using the image light bulbs. The minus key decreases the brightness. So you can see it's the IBL is working, the high dynamic range is working because it's able to get very bright, realistically bright. And so all the information is here. And yes, so that's the project there. The solution file is working. When you want to open it up again, just click on the solution, it will open. And then of course, the universe solution is here. The editor, and you can get started. Again, this is the fresh version that does not have any of your physics code, okay? So let me show you what the other developer did to get the materials, the material editor working. Okay. Run this now. Okay. This. Okay. Can get rid of this for now. Okay. So right now, if we import something, and we select that object, we can now go to materials, and it's going to show us the materials for that object, which is great. So that's what the previous developer did while you were gone. So now it shows us for PBR, it's going to be like albedo, normal, specular, metallic, roughness, and ambient occlusion. These are the main.
Is this
Yes?
working? Metallic and roughness.
No, that's what you're going to do. So we don't have support for that because we haven't added PBR. So this is what PBR brings into the table. These are the main PBR materials. Ambient occlusion, normal, albedo, roughness, metallic. So this is what we're going to be adding. So what he has done is he has made it so that we can now actually edit materials of any object that we add into the software. Okay.
Why is done?
The UI for the materials is done, but the UI for the, let me just import something so I can show you. I want to explain to you why I showed you that, but I got sidetracked. Okay, so when we import something, and we select it, it shows us the materials, and we can change those materials. Like so. So we can click here, we can delete the materials by hitting the delete key, we can double click, and we can upload any other material. So if I go now to where those materials are, for the van, I can upload this yellow one and it will change the material for that here. There we go. See? Okay. So if we want to upload a normal map, we just click on the normal, we find the normal map and upload that, and it will now show the normals. Okay, so, but when we import an object that already has all those materials applied, it will automatically populate, you see?
So normal working too. Can you please click on normal?
It's not working. I'm just showing you because you will need to work with this. You need to continue from this to make PBR.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so right now we have just base color working and we have opacity. We're able to affect the opacity of objects. So for instance, if I select on this right here, which is the window, I can go to the render styles and I can affect the opacity of this to make it look like a window. You see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now it's see-through. So we have opacity working, uh, but I don't think it's per material. So that's something we have to add in the shaders. So when someone imports a PBR object and they click on materials, all of this should populate automatically. But then now, when you go to PBR, okay, in order to actually see it rendered as PBR, they have to click on that style, you see? Remember how I told you, you see how we have different render styles. So we have sketch, we have no outline. Now you have to click on physically based rendering, you see?
Yes.
When you click on physically based rendering, now you can really see that beautiful PBR, okay? So you would change the rendering style, you change that in styles. So all the work that you do, you have to link it to this button right here, okay? In the
Okay.
shaders. And then this right here, this is in conjunction with like the video I showed you. Remember how
Yes.
in the video he was able to change the albedo from 0 to 1? And then you can upload a texture for the albedo, metallicness. You can, it's always from 0 to 1, and then you can upload a texture for that. Okay, so this is just like to get you started, but the UI for this is going to be a little different. And I've made a drawing of that, and I kind of wanted to ask your opinion because I was wondering if we should have this in its own separate thing or if we really should just put it all in here. What do you
They
think
are
would be
same.
easy?
They are almost same.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. It's just that this doesn't have the sliders. So should we just put it here so that everything's in one place?
Fine. I think we can put it.
Put it
Good.
put it where? Leave it like this?
Yes, that is very nice. Very nice.
Okay. Okay. So if you like it, so if we're gonna do it like this has to work with this, you see?
Yes.
Because if someone has already uploaded all their normal, specular, and everything here, then basically when they just select on the normal and they want to come affect its, then they can do
Okay. Okay.
that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. If they select on normal on other side, then we have to change the effect here.
Exactly. So, and then these right here, these need to show the thumbnail. Instead of it saying texture, it should show the
Im
thumbnail.
the image.
Yes. So that's why I was saying this works hand in hand with this. So for albedo, it should show uh, it should show this material because I believe this is the same as albedo, right? Okay. And for normal, whatever is here for normal, it should show here. So you can maybe just copy the code from there to here to
Yes.
show this as a thumbnail, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then um, this upload material, we no longer need this button um, because we can get rid of this button. The only thing that now we need to add is the IBL. And I'll send you the picture I drew for this. IBL is the the background, the image, the skybox.
Yes, got it.
That affects the lighting. So when you upload the IBL, there are certain things that you can do with it. Three things that we should be able to do with IBL is we should be able to rotate the IBL.
Okay.
You understand what I mean by that, right?
Yes. Rotation.
Yes. Yes, we should be able to rotate the image. The user should be able to rotate the IBL,
Yes.
and they should be able to blur the IBL.
Okay.
And then let me check my notes. There was a third thing: rotation, blur, and I think the other one was brightness, a slider for brightness. Because in the demo, we're affecting the brightness by hitting the plus and minus key. And that's okay. We can add that to the hotkeys, but the user should also have that on a slider because not everybody likes using hotkeys.
Yes.
Okay, so that's basically what we're going to have. So for IBL, we want to have a little checkbox. I'm taking a picture right now.
Okay, man.
You see how in our software we use checkboxes to show and hide things?
Yes.
So those are the options that we want the user to have for IBL.
Okay.
Show and hide the IBL. If they want the IBL to be seen, then they can click the checkbox. If they don't want it to be seen, they can uncheck the checkbox and it will hide it.
Okay.
But just because it's hidden doesn't mean it's still not affecting the lighting in the scene. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Even it's hidden, then the lighting and other stuff must be same.
It's yeah, it will not affect the fact that it's still being used to light the scene.
Fine.
Yeah. And that's good because sometimes, of course, you want to show your clouds, you want to show your sky, but you still want the IBL to be the one lighting the scene. So we give the user all these options, and I'm. Are you ready to take control?
Uh,
Okay.
Testing the.
Okay. So good. Quick assist allow. Okay.
Fine.
Close. Are you sure you want to stop getting help? No, cancel. Oh yeah, don't leave. Just minimize it.
Sure.
Okay.
Fine. Let me just close things on my.
Okay.